everyone, I'm Matt,
Hi, I'm Desiree.
and we're bringing you this week's Rising Tide West Coast Swing Guide.
We are back with our third guide of Opposition October 2025 here on the Rising Tide West Coast Swing Guide. This is our series where we go over opposition as a really important tool in West Coast Swing to dance your basics better and even get into some more of those advanced things. So we're going into the advanced stuff today. We're going to talk about 3 different ride positions and how to use countering or opposition in those ride positions to make them more stable and successful.
Yeah, so first up is our quote-unquote basic ride position, enclosed position. You've probably seen this one. You've maybe even done this one before. And so we're really thinking about, for kind of both sides, obviously I'm highlighting the leader side of it, but pulling our whole spines away from each other. So a lot of times in rides, and we might be great at this standing still, but once we start moving, one part of our spine, whether it's our hips or our shoulders, comes forward. This is natural because there's a lot of force pulling us into the middle of the circle. We have to fight away from the center the whole time, even while we're moving.
And followers, we need to claim our space. The hips are most likely going to kind of swirl into the middle. We need to fight that, and our hips should be the furthest thing back at all times. So as we start to move, we've got hips going back and hips staying back. It will be an intentional thing that you'll need to think on. We also want to make sure that as we start moving, we have like a foot or a balance point for counter. So as much as our hips stay back, we might want to have our chest slightly in opposition to a leg going back, or sitting the hips back and to the right with the leg going out to the side.
Yeah, leaders, as we start to move, it's really important that we think about keeping our left side in particular square to our follower. We'll lose the momentum if we allow that left side to fly open, so we need to think about staying square to our followers.
Yes, so our next ride position is side by side.
Now, where a lot of people get messed up with this position is that they try to be in the same position they were in the basic ride. So they try to square up to each other and take their spines away. But we need to move away from our center between us, which the center right now is sideways to us. And so we need to take ourselves away sideways. And even as we start moving, we need to maintain that sideways connection, not allowing it to square up to the partner.
What we want to do for our followers, and I'll have us transition here, is one, we need to think about this palm, which is connected into the leader's upper arm, as like the feeling of closed position on our backs in a whip followers. So that means we've got a lot of surface area. We are really kind of suction cupping our own hand inside of that leader's arm. That's going to give us a nice stable frame point. The other thing is we want to go a little lower as opposed to higher with this move. Higher gets our center of gravity all wibbly, so we want to instead go low and have a couple of points that kind of trail on the floor. So as we move a little bit, don't be afraid to have your heel kind of linger close to the floor even as you lunge down. And don't be afraid to have your free foot, free leg kind of trailing through for stability.
Yeah. Our final ride position is here, where the follower is going forward, leaders going away. For leaders, a couple things. In just the base counterbalance, we want to be mindful of how much we're going back. This is basically the same position for us as a basic ride, so it probably feels a lot more comfortable for us. It's less comfortable for the followers, so this is a good time to kind of dial into how much they are giving us and not just take ourselves away.
Yeah, we'll go to the side now for this. Followers, I didn't realize that I needed at first to expand my chest, use really the pectoral muscles here, and so that's the first thing I'm going to do is really engage those muscles as I have a nice wide frame here. I also need to engage my solar plexus, or the area between the rib cages, right underneath the chest, my hips, and my balls of feet, all pushing away from my leader while maintaining that frame. Final thing for me is I don't need a lot of turnout in comparison to like our anchor position. I want to make sure that my feet are maybe a little more parallel than they normally are.
Yeah, leaders, as we start moving, we need to actually very slightly rotate the follower. If I don't do anything and just run around Desiree, eventually I will get to the other side of her. So I need to keep her turning by essentially feeding my left side forward and pulling my right side slightly back. There's a little bit of rotation as I'm walking. So we're walking, I'm feeding the left side through and slightly pulling the right side back.
A couple examples of these, not whip, but ride positions.
Basic whip.
Ride, basic ride. Number 1.
If we want to go into our sideways, we like to do that off of a monkey bar.
So monkey bar here, and then connect.
Catch under.
Ride.
Both sides away.
And then.
For our forward and back ride, we can do this off of a modified slash. So we catch the upper arm, and then we are ready to run.
Awesome.
That was your guide. Thank you everyone for tuning in. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our Facebook page, and check out our website and online store, link in the description.
Bye.